live on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on Instagram, live everywhere.
Gang. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Berkeley Virtual Poetry Slam. My name is Reggie, and I will be your host for this evening. But before we begin, you know what it is. I have to thank the people that make this all possible, our supporters over on Patreon. I say this every week. I've been saying this every week for the last 2 years now. But we've been online for the last 2 years, paying artists, poets, educators for their craft, to teach workshops, to perform, to feature, to win. And we don't charge anybody a single thing in order to enjoy our virtual programming. So we really want to give a shout out to the people that have been supporting us to make sure that we are able to pay our artists. And those are our supporters over on Patreon, our monthly supporters. So I'd like to give a shout out to some folks in particular: Renee Edmonds, Stephanie Yeboah, Emily Chow, and Calla Lily for being regular supporters. I want to give a special thank you to Jessica Kozakic for sponsoring one of our weekly workshops, and a special risk it for the biscuit to Alice Grimm and Rebecca Abraham for pledging $100 a month in support of one of our venues, the Allen Bluford Center. Our average donation is about $11 a month, which means for less than the cost of the now raised Netflix subscription, you can support a global literary arts movement that is doing real work in order to support marginalized and I don't even like the word underserved. Like, intentionally ignored is cool. Intentionally oppressed and silenced voices. So if you fuck with what you hear tonight, if you fuck with us, if you fuck with poets, if you fuck with Bay, you can go to patreon.com/richoakevents in order to donate. Now, all of your donations are tax deductible. So for those who need that little bit of push, there it is. Go donate. But yeah, we are gonna hop into our show. I'm really excited. We have a dope ass lineup of poets tonight. We have a dope ass feature, Alicia Wise. We have God damn. First of all, shout out to our booking managers. They've been booking the best features for we have an insane lineup for the next month. I'm really excited for tonight, but we are a poetry slam, and a poetry slam is a competition, and every competition does have rules. First, for you poets, you pesky poets, yep, you have rules even though you like to break them in the literary world. Number 1, no props, no costumes, no musical accompaniment, no nudity. Nobody wants to see your genitals, especially on Facebook where they love to hand out bans. Do not get our live stream taken down. But more importantly than the integrity of our stream is the time limit. You have 3 minutes with a grace period of 10 seconds to spit your own original work. After 3 minutes in that grace period of 10 seconds, you will be deducted points by our scorekeeper, Nicole. After 4 minutes, you will be muted. Your spotlight will end. I will be randomly spotlit while I'm in the middle of doing, taking a bong rip or something. I'm gonna choke, I'm gonna die on camera, and the show's gonna be over. Point being, please don't go over 4 minutes because we don't want anybody to die. Lit. Such an awkward way to end it. But yeah, don't kill me. Don't go over 4 minutes. Next, for the judges. Judges, you have the hardest job tonight because you have to judge each and every poem openly. You will be giving every poet a score from a 0.0 to 10.0 range. 0.0 being the worst piece of shit you ever heard in your life. That poem ran over your mother with the car that they stole from you after you told them they could borrow it, but then they took that car, not around the city, but to LA for 3 weeks, and you didn't know where the fuck your car was or where this person was. And then they showed up and they were like, oh yeah, it has a flat tire and there's broken glass in the back, but it's fine. And that's just a 2.5. A 10 is the best thing you have ever heard in your life. Like that poem raised your kid in a way that no one else could have. Like, your kids don't have trauma, your kids don't have oppression, your kids don't have depression. Your kids only have money and vibes, and that's just an 8.5. Point being, not a lot of zeros, not a lot of 10s, score accordingly. I don't know about you, but I've been drinking. And as I drink, poetry starts to sound better, but that's not fair to the people that went first when I was sober and vibrant. So, to combat this, we're going to help you out with a sacrificial poet. They'll be going before everyone else, and think of them as your calibration. So any poems you like more, score them higher. Any poems you don't like as much, score them lower. We have this time-honored tradition, as people like to call it, ancestral gaslighting, I don't know, like the past clawing back to haunt you. It's a tradition. It is word of the day, where we force our poets to jam a random word into their poem for an extra point. Today's word of the day is brought to you by Merriam-Webster Dictionary, not sponsored. And it is kitsch. And that means, let me pull up Merriam-Webster Dictionary, like, it's not gonna work, I can't read. But kitsch, it is a noun. I did not know that. I thought it was a word, but it means something that appeals to popular or lowbrow taste and is often of poor quality. Oh, I feel like I'm very kitsch. Or a tacky or lowbrow quality or condition. Poets, if you use the word kitsch in your poem, you get an extra point. You can't just say this poem is called kitsch. I know that's not a fucking car alarm. It's a locked fucking parking lot. Like, damn. Okay, we'll just dance to it. Dance to it. Dance to it. Okay. That's getting annoying very quick. But if you use kitsch in your poem, you get an extra point during the first round only. Judges, don't worry about that extra point. Our scorekeeper has it covered. But if you want to help out, you can perk every time you hear word of the day. I encourage you to put it in the chat. Let people know that you heard it. Sometimes it's hard to hear because there are distractions in the fucking background. But if you put word of the day, WOD, WAD, wadi yadi 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 in the chat, we will know to add that extra point to the appropriate poet. And then finally, we do have rules for you sitting at home, watching, listening, lurking. Yes, you have rules. First, I need you to look at whatever app you're on, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, the YouTube, and follow, subscribe, like, share, lurk on our pages. We do hella shit every month, and by hella shit, I mean like between writing workshops, poetry slams, and open mics, we have about 14 to 15 events every month. I don't remember them, and I use Instagram and our social media to keep track of them. And you should too. You'll get a notification every time we're doing something, so you can join in, you can sign up, you can also come over here and try to win this money. So you don't want to be left out, so you should just not leave yourself out and like, share, and subscribe. And then what I need you to do, even more important than like, sharing, and subscribing, is showing maximum love in the comment section. It is mad dry in the Zoom room. Like, I feel like I'm talking to my fucking self, which isn't like abnormal, but like it's weird to be talking to myself with an agenda. So like, it really does help to see your comments in the live stream. People definitely, Arvind, our live streamer, post your nice comments in there. I go back and look at comments on our live stream. It really does warm our hearts to see how much you love these poets. Just don't be a dick. It's all love. We will block assholes and not even say anything. We will just block you and go about our day because we are all love and all going to show love for these amazing and talented poets that are coming up on this stage. And speaking of talented poets, the poets shall be reading in this order. We have I'm not joking. There's something stuck in my throat. I have a drink.
Do you have water?
Who needs water when you have a Mike's Heart? The poets will be reading in this order. We have Jazz Sufi, we have Dawn, we have Solva, we have Angelica Liana G, we have Calvin Marcus, we have Esperanza Cabralen, and we have Colin. If you didn't hear your name, I'm assuming you're not competing. If you did hear your name, but I mispronounced it, please send me a private message with the correct pronunciation so I don't fuck that up again. But those are the poets and they will be reading in that order. Lit. Cool, we have our poets, we have our rules, we have our judges. Are we ready to start this show?
Yeah.
No. Although,
Aww.
because we need our sacrificial poet. We need somebody to get these judges ready, greased and lubricated for this poetry. So I need everyone to say, spill the blood.
Spill the
blood.
And give it up for your sacrificial poet, Reggie.
Woo.
Yay, Reggie! Oh my god! Oh, Reggie!
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You can. Also, please never say that again, greased and lubricated.
I do not label my body, and therefore my name is the first thing to fall from anyone's lips. Girl to my face, boy behind my back, or whenever my body is less than welcome. More sinister names exist in the dark when no one thinks that I can hear them, like freak, monster, pervert. My body exists both inside and outside of the lie you tell yourself to sleep better at night. My gender is both intangible and a heavy brick that sits in my stomach until I vomit up an identity that is more concrete. My fingers desperately grasping at the mist of a girl, the smoke of a boy, or the incredibly real violence required to survive as Black in either. There is so much blood trapped inside this body, and all of it is planning to leave. Naming the exits just aids the escape of myself from my own veins. Anything can be a gender, a gun, a knife, a rope, as long as it is something I should run from despite it being the only thing that knows my name. Girl against the blade, boy behind the trigger, neither when my breath tries to asphyxiate me into something more palatable. Gender becomes a weapon when it is only used to describe how worthy I am of respect or how much I can defile a temple I built with my own two hands. Too much girl to be a boy. Too much boy to be kept safe in the presence of more dangerous men. Pronouns become a coffin when they are only used after I am dead. He, him when convenient. She, her as a joke. They, them when I am a secret to be hidden behind someone's lips and I have disappeared down so many throats. You think my gender was made of choking, of gagging, of spittle. My pronouns a magic trick. My body can become anything you want it to be as long as you believe it is not mine to own or keep safe. My name belongs to anyone except the ones that truly love me, and love is a gender too. At least in the way it slips through my fingers. My name crumbling in the back of every introduction like, hello, my name is. When they find me in some alley, dumped in a ditch, or floating down the river, you tell them who I am. You tell them exactly what to call me. Okay, give it up for the poet. Ah!
Yes.
I don't know who they were, but like they were fine and their titties was out. So like, do what you want with that information. But judges, more importantly than doing what you want with titties, I need you to send your scores to our scorekeeper.
This is a fan.
My family likes titties. I don't know what to tell you. This is a family show. Nobody in my family finna complain. Maybe my mom. I'm sorry, Mom. But judges, this is the longest we're gonna give you tonight. Please send your scores over to the scorekeeper as soon as possible. You know, by the end of the poem, you know, by the middle of the poem, if it's like a or a so like score accordingly. We like to announce the scores of the next poet. We like to announce the scores of the previous poet after the next poet. So the quicker you get the scores in, the better for everyone. So, lit. I think we're ready to get into this show. The judges are greased and lubricated. Our show is all warmed up. So on deck, we have Dawn. But give maximum love to our first poet competing in the slam. Give it up for Jazz Sufi. It's my coach.
New shit.
New shit.
Ooh, shit.
Acknowledgements after Franny Choi. What a gift it was. Your dick inside me. Thank you to the man who gave generously, saw my body as a charity. I giggle when a new man tells an old joke and pulls a bouquet out from the trash like a magician. Thank you for recycling. Man who calls me his mother's name, expects me to wear her hospital gown to the altar. Thank you. Thank you. Hands that smooth my hair back as I deposit the day down the drain. I appreciate that I'm never so ugly your eyes avert themselves. Always a parlor room to powder the other side of the bed. Leave a chalk outline. Leave your fingerprints on the water glass. Thank you. Woman who returns to her wife in the morning. Fingers that fill themselves with other breasts. Thank you. I'm so grateful for the crumbs you left in my bed. I'm licking them up like flowers at a funeral, all the colors blooming like a manufactured season. Thank you. I don't know what I would do if no one offered me a fire escape as I set all the stairs ablaze. I'm desperate for an exit. I'm listening for your voice. It's amazing how I can slice myself so small a tree wouldn't grow from my core. The forest won't have me anymore. I've begged my branches to grow. Thank you. I too humble myself before the photos I sent you. I pin my smile to my skull and call it kitsch. I'm in the kitchen, spoiling both of our suppers. I'm so lucky to be chosen with my own face and this same smile. All of my clothes are restitching themselves to my body. I want you so bad. Thank you. You make me so wet, I rust shut. Thank you. I'm so lucky that you think you're so lucky. I'm drowning in this pot of gold. I'm a gift peering at its own teeth. Thank you. I crack the frames you lock me inside of. I'm wearing your future on the wrong face. I'm so grateful for your gun down my throat instead of something sharper. Even the balconies shudder beneath me. Even the scrapings claim they're from my skin. I want to kiss your scraps and I kiss myself instead. Thank you. I'm so happy to be seen. I'm so grateful to be loved. For meeting my eyes with your eyes. For apologizing. Thank you. Thank you for apologizing. Please say you're sorry just one last time. Again.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it
Yes.
up. See? Yes. All right. And your sacrifice got a 28.1. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the point. The poet. And never the point.
That's right.
Lit. I'm gonna pretend like I didn't put my list away. And I am gonna put my titties away because there's trade-offs. I'll only have my titties out when I'm on point. All right. Okay. On deck, we have Silva, but give maximum. Someone said no, bring back the titties. And that threw me completely off. If it's cold, your titties might be. I'm not reading this. I'm done reading the comment section. On deck, we have Silva, but give maximum love to. I keep reading this comment section. I'm closing this comment section. Y'all are canceled. Give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Dawn. Woo!
Let's go, poet.
We cannot hear you. Say that again.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but barely. You're gonna have to speak up.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
One time in college, walking on campus, wearing my boycott Beyonce merch, minding my black ass business, I'm stopped by two guys. One says, "What did Beyonce ever do to you?" And I felt offended because this nigga must not know Future Me owns so much Ivy Park. They call me Don. I be like, my voice ain't high, waiting to be shaken. I say, this is Beyonce's merch. Face folds. He ain't know Beyonce turned a protest about boycotting her into a shirt, made millions off of fake white tears, his friends say, with kitsch music tastes. Beyonce ain't all that. I can name people that sing better than her. Have you ever heard and seen a Black woman die inside of someone's mouth? I could hear him chewing on her success, her grace, clogged into his teeth like leftovers. Her accomplishments must be as lifeless as the balls she doesn't have. And although it was 2016, he must have seen the future. Saw verses, know about artists going head to head, hit for hit, that people will constantly put her Black girl magic to the test. See how it holds up when glass ceilings become trash compactors. Try to put her up against a Rihanna and Mariah Carey as if this is a Brandy and Monica feud, saying she can't sing better than someone else. So name a man that can do opera, a cappella, dance, and sing at the same time. Don't name no dead niggas. As if Beyonce has to prove her worth to people that already don't like her. Didn't your mother teach you the only competition is yourself? Like she ain't been telling the world to pause, bring the beat back, drop the low, and carry on. Like there isn't a difference between being Grammy nominated and winning one like your face faves and start dropping music on Fridays until Beyonce blew up the music industry with her self-titled album. What you think Drake did? Like Soulja Boy ain't already cleared your face for jocking his pretty boy swag Usher, still dealing with chlamydia confessions passing around STDs like they Usher bucks. He must have got shit twisted. Been winning competitions since the age of 7 against competitors twice her age, only solo artist, but still eyes Mariah Carey to have a hit #1 in 4 different decades. The first solo artist to have 6 consecutive albums hit #1 on the Billboard 200 chart. First Black woman to headline Coachella. This is not a pick-me poem. When the minority is heard through privileged voices. I never liked when voices become tables. A seat pulled out long enough for you to feel appreciated, yet no action to back what is said. So I ain't gonna act like my mother ain't the Beyonce of my family, won't act as if my queer identity does not embrace Black femininity, learn from Black women, won't act like me, myself, and I, irreplaceable. The best thing I never had ain't gotten me through heartbreak. That Beyonce makes me feel sexy when I cannot remember what sexy inside me looks like. Like she and Jay-Z ain't make Bonnie and Clyde Black, made white tees and booty shorts iconic, a Virgo, meaning when I cannot get up, she inspires me to keep going, to keep hustling. I might not have a Beyonce amount of time, but I'll be damned if I will not hustle like her. You are allowed to not like something if it isn't for you, but sponging people's opinions doesn't make you a thought leader. How sad would it be? When she dies, you'll finally have found a song Beyonce can sing better than anyone else. Black success, only valuable when dead, her plaques. The bouquet of roses never given when here. So the merch, the music, being a part of the hive means I will not wait until God gives her a halo to acknowledge she was here.
Give it up for All right. And for referrals, Jazz Sufi got a 29.9. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the point. The poet. Never the point. I think the audio sounding choppy is the background music. Shout out to Lo-Fi Beats for studying and chill. Yeah. I muted myself. Why did I do that? I don't know. But if I'm going to silence my own voice, what I am going to do is uplift the voices of people in our community. And one of those people is very beloved to me, Milani Pelly, one of my favorite poets and organizers and just all around certified badasses here in the Bay, is doing an all-women showcase this Saturday. I don't know if y'all remember, but I do late last year, like November, December, we were promoting and supporting her on her writing workshop series, Writing Reality, as well as Sister Circles, funded by the city of Berkeley. That culminated into this showcase, showcasing work from those workshops. There's some dope ass features. It's going to be in person at Spats Bar in Berkeley. So if you enjoy supporting Black women organizers, if you enjoy supporting Black owned businesses, Milani kind of like married the two, and she's got like this Black woman owned showcase at this Black owned business that you should definitely support this Saturday. You can get tickets on our Linktree, linktree.com/Rich Oak Event. There you can learn more, get your tickets, and support. That being said, it is 21 and up, and masks are, I believe, required. So definitely prepare and be safe, but we hope to see you there. Mentos Crunch. That being said, on deck, we have Angelica Liana G. But give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Sola.
Let's go, poet.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay. Well, it's official. I'm not fun anymore. Not because of the depression. I mean, not just because of the depression, but thanks to the insomnia, I'm just too woke now. I can't watch what was once my favorite TV show without pointing out the only two BIPOC in the entire series were both just love interests for Ross. Fuck Ross. His relationship with Rachel was the dead horse they beat into the glue that kept that piece of kitsch together. He's a thrice divorced cheater who only saw his son like 5 times over the span of 10 years, even though they lived in the same goddamn city. And she never has any interest in him until he loses interest in her. And then Joey is interested in everyone. Despite being raised with 7 sisters, he can only communicate with women through sexual harassment. Phoebe grew up homeless and an orphan, but shows no sign of trauma, unlike Chandler. Could he be any more of a crybaby? It's like, we get it. His dad became his mom. Like, his victimhood is pretty transparent. Monica really looked right past it, got down on one knee and asked him to be the male approval she never received as a child. Even though living in New York is very expensive, they spend all their time at a cafe, producing the ha-ha abusive relationship laugh track, featuring such family favorites as the one with the toxic masculinity and ableism, all while sipping coffee, whitewashed with no homo milk served to them on a silver platter. Ow. I don't want to reveal the title of the series because I don't want to ruin it for you, but this is why I have no friends.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Sova. Woo.
Risk it for the biscuit.
Oh,
Shut up, Sally.
I was really hoping that we wouldn't have to deal with this. Here come this whole Sally. It's been a while. Sally's been on vacation, studying and shit. But this whole Sally, first of all, someone said living single is better than friends, and I don't even know what that's in reference to. But I do know, I don't know anything. I'm a bimbo. I don't know anything. But what I do know is that living single is a show. Let's see. But yeah, Sally's back. She's out here sallying the voice of automation. She's the reason it wasn't immigrants that took your job, dumbass. It was robots. And I'm not even, that's such a fucking crazy line. Like what? Like I'm telling the complete truth. No person took your job. It was robots, automation, especially if you work in like blue collar work, like factories and shit like that, if that's your trade. Like no one person supported when the people took your job. It was corporations and automation. And we don't want to take the job of the audience. Your job is to clap. Your job is to show love. And we don't want to give that job to a robot because that is creepy. That voice is creepy. Sally, can you speak just real quick? Like, say what's up.
Hello.
Yeah, no, I'm not conversing with that.
My name is Sally.
Yeah,
I want to be the host.
No, you're not going to be the host.
Do you sell seashells and seashore?
And the audience.
You can be the audience, but audience, don't let a robot take your job.
And the judges.
You can't. Oh my God. Like, she's about to take over. Don't let Sally take over the world.
And the entire slam.
No, but we worked so hard to make this work.
I am the Berkeley Slam.
Okay, Sally, we're done here. Point being, we do not want Sally to be the Berkeley Slam, so I need y'all to clap, to cheer, to yell, to scream. I need noise complaint letters at every apartment door. Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me. I need breach of lease in here. Like you screaming. I need cops called. No, I don't actually. Wellness checks, screaming, like people should be concerned. That is how loud you should be. I'm sure we understand. Or else Sally will get you. Lit. This is only going to get worse from here. I hope you all know this. It's downhill. On deck, we have Calvin Marcus. But give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Angelica Liana G.
Hi, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
I can.
All right, cool. So my name is Angelica. I did poetry slams in high school and I missed it. So that's why I'm here. So this is my poem. It is called I Am What I Know I Am. I Define Myself. And it is about not giving anybody else the power to define you. So here it goes. I am me, unique and original. Analyze when you see me through your peripheral vision. Stop and stare, capture the view, scrutinize. I am more than what you see, realize. What you see is what you get, but wait, you don't even fully know me yet. Nothing is what it seems to be. Make up anything you want because that's not reality. Get it through your head, kitsch. To be clear, my walk, my talk does not entirely make me who I am. I do. my family, my backgrounds, where I've been, what I did, and everything that I've been through does not entirely make me who I am. I do. See, I define myself. You want to know me? You need some help? Then don't judge or generalize. See me through my eyes. Don't assume, because you'd be wasting your time. Just come and get to know me, and then you'll see I am not that bad as what you think I'd be. Thank you.
All right.
And
Let's go, poet.
Angelica, was this your first time here at Berkeley Slam?
Yes, I did a lot of poetry in high school and I loved it. And I went to college and I kept on writing, but I never attended a poetry slam because I was shy and introverted. And so, yeah, I just took the courage to recite a poem for Berkeley Slam because I miss it. I miss poetry slams.
Yes, thank you for coming, and please.
Yay, the first time.
The first time with everybody.
Thank you.
Gang.
All right. Okay, so y'all remember when I said get a little smidge, might be inviting. So like I might have like gotten a little bit too high and forgotten to announce a score. So I'm gonna reverse it and pretend I didn't fuck up. And I think I'm also waiting for Silva's score, so this is perfect. But Dawn got a 28.1 after a time penalty. Fuck linear time. And
fuck linear time.
Let's see. And then do we have Silva's score? Okay. Lit. And Silva got a 27.8. Fuck the score. Give it up for the poets. Never the poets and never the poets.
Those numbers.
Lit.
Fuck the numbers.
So on deck, we have Esperanza Cabralen. We give maximum love to our next poet coming up on the mic. Give it up for Calvin Marcus.
Yeah.
Mic check.
We can hear you.
You can?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Trigger warning. Homophobic violence. Southern summer of sunshine, breaking through window. Sticky sweet, sunlit vision of ethereal, vision of love blares. You skip it on your iPod touch. You'd rather listen to emotions, rather prefer the blare of neon pink headphones against your ears, hips jutting, hips your own, hips don't lie inside the diva's falsetto. You're king of the sunset, author of dragonflies, plumpener of monsters, size of mailboxes, each exhale until concrete, comedic, the body splays like a bad Family Guy cutaway joke, concrete, so hard, so many fists blooming into ribs, back, throat, head, concrete, concrete, concrete. A hard head makes a soft ass, boy. Mama screams after you. You who's running in and out, letting hot sunshine in through the door. You always running and switching between in the house with the women and outside the house with the men where you belong. If you listen to your heart instead of your head, you'd be inside instead of concrete, you hard-headed boy, hard-headed and made for a soft-ass sissy. Can't fight back, can't fight against concrete, against gravity, pushing you into the concrete. This is the first time you come to know the weight of a boy, cement seduction settling to bottom of chest. Oh, you know the gravity of loving a boy like another ache, his fist around your neck. It'll always be like this. Boys first fine, then this summer after sunshine spills out of you across pavement. Your fist snake around your brother, Cain and Abel, this violence learned. You try to break the word faggot from his tongue. You try to stop every hurt that has ever burrowed its way through synapses and soft sinew. A hard head make a soft behind, boy. Your mama warns about staying out past the street lights, the black child's witching hour. You in or you out? The light through the window pane fractures into rainbow across your face, branding you for what you are. I'm out. You lace up, tiptoe, swish on out the door. A hard head makes a soft ass. Yours hits the soil bed. Kitchen concrete before your first crush kisses your head to concrete.
Gang. Give it up for Calvin Marcus.
Woo!
All right. Damn. So this ain't actually my fault. So I'll blame somebody else, not me. But it was a math error. Something that has to do with math, and I know nothing about math because I know nothing. Just keep that in mind. My answer to everything is I don't know. I just woke up and then started reading. God, I'm good at this. But because of math errors that have now been corrected, Silva's new score is a 28.0. And I am assuming that there are no math errors, but again, I know nothing. But Angelica's score was a 26.1. Either way, fuck the scores. Give them up. For the poet, never the points. The poets, never the points. Lit. Someone said I know how to host. I'm hosting right now? Oh my god. Like, I thought this was like, I don't know, I thought this is like, what am I hoping? No, I'm joking. I guess I'm an okay. But again, I know that. And that is why I have to read who's on deck. On deck, we have Colin, but give maximum love to the next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Esperanza Cabralen.
Mic check.
Let's go. We can hear you.
On best friends and falling. When you first realize you're falling in love with your best friend, it's terrifying. You wonder all the time whether romance between you two is really worth trying. Above all, you worry about this, your foundation, the base and root of your relationship. Yet again, who but your best friend would have less cause to bring you tears than the one who's been helping to wipe them off your face for years? Who but your best friend, who already knows you to accept you for you and call you out when you're not being true to yourself? Who else already knows your antics, your dreams, fears, worries, what keeps you up at night and what makes you tick, knows that your tastes are kitsch, that you wear eccentric styles, they know your favorite foods and what's guaranteed to make you smile. You already trust your best friend, know they're worthwhile when you realize you've fallen in love with your best friend. It's electrifying. The whole world is your oyster. The moon is your friend. Life itself is just so satisfying. It's lazy days of TV, cuddling, and tea. It's planned out days of both of your favorite things and being better when you're together. It's thinking and loving all the ways you're already comfortable with each other. It's remembering the details, phrases from months or years ago, knowing beyond a doubt that this is your person. Someone you know and have known and hope to know until you are no longer capable of knowing anyone at all. When you're in love with your best friend, you're convinced it's meant to be. Why not? After all, you're both happy. When you fall out of love with your best friend, you wonder whether any love is worth trying. If this didn't work, what possibly can? It may take months, it may take more. There is no end to love in this world as long as you are willing to put back together the pieces of yourself that may fit a little differently now. One day the pieces will fit, maybe not with him, but with someone. You just have to keep trying. Years later, you will look back on the boyfriend that bridged 3 years of high school best friend, 4 months of first real boyfriend. Wonder if there was a part of you that knew that both of you had so much change to go through. I'm not the girl he knew. He is likely no longer the boy I befriended, and honestly, I don't regret how it ended.
Gang, gang, gang. Give it up for Esperanza. Lit. And for reference, Calvin got a 29.1. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet, never the poet.
Poet.
Speaking of poets, I know you like poetry. I know y'all like being poets, like live and shit. Someone said nah. But no, we do have a in-person show coming up. A couple months ago in December, we started a new showcase called the Poetry Garden in Berkeley. And then the Omarion variant came crip walking all over our shit. And we had one slated for February and we had to cancel it before we put out tickets, thank God. But we had one for February, we had to cancel it. But it's back for March 12th at the Ashby Art Space. Let me pull up I need to pull up the address. That is a picture. But yeah, March 12th at the Ashby Art Space, we have an amazing lineup of local poets that will be spitting. I hear it's Attack of the D's because we have Diana Medina, we have Darius Simpson, we have Damani Thomas. Who else do we have?
Dog days are
We have Dog Days Are Over, and we have Bambi. So it's 3Ds and a V. It's like, it's 3Ds and a backwards D. So like, it's Attack of the Ds. But like a bunch of amazing local poets will be gracing the stage. And there's an open mic before, so you can be one of the amazing poets that grace the stage. Make sure you get there early because there's only 8 spots on the open mic. So it will be live streamed, it will be live streamed. It might be live streamed. And it is March 12th at 4 p.m. Yes, it's a daytime show. So let's go day drinking. Come day drink with us. And watch some amazing poets. Lit. So on deck, we have our feature, but give maximum love to our last poet in the slam. Give it up for Colin.
Let's go, poet.
Risk it for the biscuit. Ain't no biscuit if you don't risk it.
Reggie's roommate.
Can you hear me?
Burley.
Indeed.com.
1. Where does all the blood go after the exodus from the body? after it soaks into the concrete, after it spills over the curb, after the curdling, after the maggots has had their fill, where does it go after it rains? Is it washed out to the oceans, or does it drain into the fields of crops that will feed the next body to spill itself on the sidewalk too? It takes longer for blood to leave the pavement than to leave the body. Crimson fades to bronze, fades to memory. I don't know everybody that died here, but I can tell you exactly where it happened. Some grave so fresh the pavement is still dripping. It is easy to walk past a roadside funeral around here, a kitschy memorial of teddy bears and candles. It is even easier to walk past an unmarked grave, the only tombstone a blood stain weathered down by rain and footsteps until it is nothing but a memory. But who remembers all the blood and how it used to be a person? 3. A man was alive until a bullet said no and etched his name into the sidewalk. The mayor also says no, scrubs his memory from the pavement before the morning dew kisses the flowers. Keeping the streets clean has become synonymous with knowing exactly how to get blood out of anything. Clothes, concrete, a memory. City officials would like to have people think that all the violence in Oakland is a new thing. But we are no stranger to spilling blood, no stranger to cleaning it up either, to mopping up a whole person. And no matter how much you scrub the concrete, the blood is never fully gone. A brown speck on the curb, almost mistaken for a coffee spill, a piece always remains. Try to wash it away and watch as it flows through the cracks in the sidewalk. Watch it soak into the exposed earth and birth a field of weeds. Maybe blood is the living water. Each root that anchors itself into the concrete, another chance at staying alive. Maybe all the blood spilt in these streets is proof that this city isn't quite dead yet.
Gang. Give it up. Cheer before Sally does. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Lit. And for reference, Esperanza had 27.9. Do we happen to have Colin's scores like real quick? So I can announce them before I get into this feature and I can use that time.
Yes, I will send it to you right now.
Yes.
Yay for prompt judges.
And shout out to Nicole doing math on a Wednesday night. Like
middle of the night for me.
Love Nicole.
Did you just say it's a Thursday night?
Yes, because it's after midnight.
Wow. You are dedicated. We love you. Thank you. East Coast Warriors, yep. And for reference, Colin got a 28.5. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet and not the points.
Let's go, poet.
Okay. I may know nothing, but I do know who this feature is. Our feature is Alicia Wise. I'm really excited. Alicia ran a really, really dope workshop before. Look, I'm trying not to fangirl, because when I was a little baby poet in the scene, and when you talk about specifically, at least in my circles, when people talk about Black people in slam and specifically Black women in slam, Alicia Wise always came up. And the work that I've seen from Alicia is really fucking dope. So I'm trying really, 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 really hard not to fangirl right now. But yes. But let me read this bio. Alicia Wise is an award-winning published poet, educator, and speaker from Camden, New Jersey. Currently residing in LA, she is the co-founder of Spoken Literature Art Movement and the director of program development for Street Poets, Inc., an organization mostly serving juvenile injustice-involved youth with mentorship and arts programming. Alicia has been featured on platforms and in publications such as OWN TV, that's Oprah endorsed, BET, LA Times, Bustle, Afropunk, PBS, Buzzfeed, and more. Like, other collabs include the ACLU, the Shabazz Center, the Nantucket Project, Brave New Films, and the Google Interstellar Project. Ron Howard once wrote about Alicia's work, very powerful. Y'all, everybody said and more, like really low, like and more. Like that's a lot of collaborations. And I will give y'all the chance to see why so many people and so many organizations support Alicia. I need y'all to give like the loudest, like really classy, but also like kind of ratchet round of applause that you possibly can for our feature tonight. Alicia Wise.
Yes. Yes. Give it to us, yes.
Yeah, let's fucking go.
Y'all are awesome. I appreciate the energy. I ain't gonna lie. Having a good bio is important, but it always makes me very nervous, or awkward, I should say. So I hope I live up to that. I'm gonna get right into the poems, y'all. I'm enjoying hearing y'all poems tonight. It's not about me, it's about your voices. But I did select some poetry tonight that, I try not to select stuff that I think is just gonna be like my best poems during the feature, but specifically tonight, I really wanted to pick stuff that was really on my heart. So I'm gonna dive in. I'm probably just gonna keep going and then get to hear the rest of, I think y'all done, but whatever. We get to celebrate and, here we go. First poem is called Is Not a Rose. And the style is inspired by Gertrude Stein. A womb is someone's womb. Is theirs, is joy, is hurt, is palms upon waist, is a spill, is a cleanup when ready, when never, is lights on, is lights off, is prayed on, never prayed for when empty, is not a tomb when emptied, is a church, is not religion, is not confessional, is a decision, perhaps alone, perhaps split by time, by necessity, by circumstance, by nobody's business, is larger than a white cis man's clenched fist. Hence his ego, hence the signatures, hence the president, hence the womb says enough. A womb is a weapon? No, but the one with the womb can be or already is a hound, can sniff entitlement from beneath a three-piece suit, shout, this has never been about a child, only control. Only a specific America shout. This has never not been about the body, defiant body, liberated body in America shout. My body is a home and you are not welcome here. Never is an abortion not a right. This body is a home and my freedom has the master key. Never is my well-being not a right. Pro-choice is not criminal. The pro-choice is not criminal. The inability to have a choice is. Ask pre-1973. The ones who outlived, the ones who stored their suffering in a locket, ask if they be willing to go back. They will not go back. We will not go back. We will not be humans who have already survived so much life to be told if and how to bring in more life. We shall not believe it, grieve it, more than you pretend to grieve, but you do not understand. Release your hand off our liberty and use it to write us a check for our labor. All right. Let's go on to this next poem. It's gonna keep going. It's gonna keep going. I ain't even gonna look at the screen. All right, how about this one? Here we go. I woke in a world today and the air smelled like all the men had disappeared. Opened the blinds and the men were still here. A breeze caught my skirt, but did not catch a violent eye. I turned to my neighbor, and our memories began to cry. We poured them into a cup and offered them to the land, hoping that our grievances would not wake a hungry man. But as our garden bloomed upon swallowing the grief, we looked down at the soil, for the soil was washing our feet. And the trees stretched their necks as our own backs had risen. They looked to us and said, "You are the us we have envisioned. For if all the women feel safe, then we feel safe too. No more chopping down at the neck and using us for the fruit. No more carving into the bark and blaming us for the roots. If Native women are heard, then the earth is heard too. We used to inhale air that was clogged in untruth. But if the women here breathe life, then we breathe life too." And as the sun began to set and make way for the moon's night, we looked down at a loving people alive by their own light. The children sung songs of seeing themselves full. They listened to tales of humans who thought like fools, from listening to hungry men, always dressed as wolves. In a world that thought wolves was a synonym for flea. In a world that rather Google searched the synonym for free. In a world that caged women as if women were not the key. We had to believe in a new way to dream. We had to wake up and see every and all of each woman, for each breathes us life. I'm excited for y'all being back in person soon. Poetry is cool, but something about being in person is awesome. Let's keep going, let's keep going. I'm a good Negro. I smell right, and when I don't, I wash up good. I wash so hard it hurts. I fuck stiff. I don't ask no questions. Trim my grass, trim my voice, trim my pussy. I clock in on time. I clock in, I'm always clocked in. Boss say some hour he gonna give me a break. Got patience in my heart, got soap in my mouth, got manners, got Jesus Christ, got new shoes, got so many cliffs to walk off of. Hope my bad word didn't get y'all in trouble. It ain't a bad word, but you know how the internet be. I wish I could write about rain, about the summer sun dawning and dipping, about flowers, friends in flower fields skipping, about skipping my favorite song, to never tire from a glorious sound. I pray for a poem that sounds like what you may believe a poem should sound like corny, like joy, perhaps nothing but joy without thinking of the lack thereof. But I seem to say rain while fearing the flood. I seem to see the sunrise and can't lose sight of our fallen sons. Children is a metaphor for flowers without the luxury of wilting in private. We seem to want an escape. While there is a fence around our grief, they'll barbed wire our climb. They'll rename our entry signs and say, see, nothing to see. We say trauma, they say that is reserved for the troops. We cry war, they laugh and point at the wars that place us here. We ask help, they say more cops, they say tough on crime, they say diversity panel. They say protect and serve, we say, ha. We weep and ask where. We weep and think of our children's bodies between the metal detector at school. My niece's body, less protected by the police than her posture. They say, yes, protect and serve. We say, at what hour? Before or after we file the first report? Before or after the spill of bones becomes dust in your file cabinets? A collection of the ignored used only to enact more power? A collection of the ignored with no joy, no metaphor, no pretty pictures. They say they're in a hurry. We say never. You can't arrive fast enough to an event you choose to unsee. I am naming myself seen despite. I am naming myself a colorful synonym when the grief is too much. I am mighty enough to imagine the absence of pain. I am not magical, ever enough to erase it on my own, to pretend pain is a spill and quick clean here is to be shoved off a boat and wait for that same boat to come save you. It's telling my auntie, whose firstborn was shot and killed at 16. It's telling me, who suffered an assault at 15. It's telling my brother, who is learning to live 8 years after a false conviction. It is a spit in the face to all of my students, my people, those of us who lie awake at night, who know violence like we know our grandparents' absence or hands to be told. The only way to release our ache is to praise further punishment, is to pressure cook, is to pay raise. And there is a metaphor for that in these poems, but the only true synonym for harsher harsher punishment is our death. So when I dare write of flowers, I am literally skipping in my mind. I am trying not to spill from what is inside. I am trying to imagine a freedom owed to the parts of us that feel too lacerated to heal. When I dare write of flowers, I am dreaming of a replanting and uprooting of a system that pushes prosecution as protection, that builds our caskets and asks us to appreciate the design. When I dare write of our right to be a free body, unfolded out of the malfunction that boxed us in. I am exercising our right to be great. I am exercising our right to exist without fear of what makes us feel like we have no right to. When I dare to, when I fully write a beautiful poem one day without the makeup, it'll be because we became the poem I wanted to write. And we demanded, 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 and we demand nothing except what is simply free and possible here. All right, just a few more poems, y'all. I ain't keeping track of time. You time poems, you don't know what's gonna happen. So let me know if it's too short. I got extra poems on deck, but just a few more, get out your way. And yeah. Here we go. I wrote this brand new for a specific project. I've been playing with rhyme a lot more. Rhyme is ancestral, rhyme is important, and I want to have fun with it. So wait, does this shit rhyme? Hold on me. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. To fly, one must be allowed to become a bird. To become a bird, one must be allowed to become a baby bird, a nest, an idea first. All children want to believe they can fly, and those without a steady nest feel furthest from the sky. All children want to dream the way the kids dream on the TV, pleasant and tucked in with a cool, familiar breeze, so familiar. The breeze, the leak, the pencilings on the wall, the poetry and growing tall as neighboring witnesses stitch stories in their scenes. All children want to be nested first and pushed second. To believe dreams get answered, even when there are none, even with images erased, the brick and the paint replaced, remixed with an empty song. All children yearn to belong somewhere before they don't somehow, before they memorize the word can't, like a stable address until given a new roof. All children deserve to begin again. Some have yet to have a beginning, to have a community that calls them by their nicknames without irritating their own insipid mouths, without speaking of the living with a dead tongue or a hollow heart. Even a hollow heart should know that all birds want to own a worthiness of flight, following an extended keep, a house filled with return, a home to fly back to is an inheritance, is no longer a request, is a belief, a Bible, an unlikely hymn we confidently sing. Our hands swaying like young wings we've yet to grow into, an innocence worthy of revisit, an idea afforded flight.
Let's go. Oh, come on.
Thank you. I got one more, but if y'all want me to do two more, say it. Like I said, I talk fast, so I don't know. I timed it.
Two more.
Okay, I'll do two more. And thank y'all so very much. Yeah, two more would be perfect, so I'll have time before bedtime to go watch some Killing Eve. The season started back up. I'm so hyped. So here we go. This is dedicated to Serena Williams overall. Anyway, let me just jump into it. When I was in first grade, I was transferred to a suburban school, mostly white. When I took my seat, the 7-year-old girl in front of me turned around and whispered, "Wow, another nigger in our class." I asked my mother what that word meant. She told me I didn't quite understand. Still, I felt what I felt. The next day, I bumped the bitch on the playground, spit in her face, walked away all like, now what? I got away with that. She got away with me. My trauma is a redheaded, freckle-faced white girl named Lisa, but I don't want to give her power like I don't want to give my trauma a name like her power ain't shit. It ain't magic. It ain't the type of dance that conjures. It ain't an ancestral call. It ain't a spell that only a tongue like this tongue can talk. Her power is the Wine and Cheese Club. 911. Her power is people listening. The word nigger has never ricocheted off my back. I just molded into a flower crown or a tutu. I once saw the word most beautiful around the waist of a Black woman causing a racket on a playground full of Lisas and all her friends. A tutu, a nigger, is not bulletproof, but I gift wrap it around my body sometimes and swing and switch and spit. Thank y'all so much for having me. I'm gonna do this last poem. I saw the Philly shout out. Philly is definitely my second home from home. So that felt good to be heard and seen and welcomed. And yeah, for those of you who knew me back when they called me Miss Wise, thank you for the long journey. And here's my last poem. I appreciate it so much. This is dedicated to my brother Brace. That's his nickname. And it starts off with a quote from him about me. He said, that's Parkside right there. She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going. Daryl D. Brace Wise. I know John because my brother Brace got bars. Thanksgiving gather around mama's kitchen. He don't need no liquor to be lyrical, but a little Henny is how the boys from the block get free. How the boys from our side die without dying. Tilt the head back and ain't nobody thinking about suicide. Tonight, I swear my brother Brace got bars for life, yo, and I can make him famous. Everyone and no one knows a brother like mine. And that's because the cops and the television just utilized another of ours, just preluded another documentary for someone wealthy to write, and so many fit the same Black man descriptions fit in our screens. So if we gonna scream tonight, if we gonna put our hands up in the air like we just don't wanna know death no more, then I'd rather surrender to a familiar sound. I'd rather make the Black boy, I'd rather make the boy famous for the truth he writes, the boom bat on the desk, chest, kitchen counter, the burn of brown down the throat. I'd rather there be pleasure where there's pain. I'd rather he be famous for that part. Tell us about your dreams, Brace. Get so drunk, you drunk cry, reminisce about that time you spit that best thing you ever wrote, and we can never give up on that sweet sound, that yo, that spit that shit again, that hallelujah. Somewhere in Parkside, we all sing hallelujah. And that's because the television just eulogized another of ours, and everyone and no one knows why we all sing and sip and spit and go on trips like waves, like vibrate, like feel something. Somewhere in Parkside, God is a grown boy ciphering what they refuse to decipher, talking about D-brace niggas, D-face niggas. My attitude changed when I see snake niggas documenting our gospel, calling his people home. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate it.
Ain't no way.
Period.
Ain't no fucking way.
It's a wrap.
I mean, like, we have a whole second round, and I don't even know if I wanna. I mean, you're totally. I don't need no more. Oh my goodness! Wow. Oh my goodness. Whew. Thank you so much for coming. How can people support you?
I mean, I stopped selling my book for reasons I don't feel like talking about. So if you find my book, that's cool. Otherwise, just stay in touch. Yeah, just stay in touch. That's the best way. And I'll be coming out with some projects soon.
For sure. We'll be on the lookout for those projects. I know. Whatever you put out, I'm gonna be the first one to buy it. Hell yeah. Oh my goodness. Hella love in the chat. Yes. Oh my goodness. Woo. Take a breath. Because we have a whole second round. So we took the top 5 poets of the first round into the second round. If you didn't make it into the second round, please come back next time. We do this every week. There are plenty of chances for you to make it into the second round to win. So please come back. We'd love to see you again. But we have in the second round, we have Colin, then we have Calvin Marcus, then we have Sova, then we have Don, and then we have Jazz. So that's reverse order of appearance in the last round. Don't think that that's like your scores or something, because it has nothing to do. We just very much believe that, that the first shall be last, and the last shall be. Lit. We're not going to have a sacrifice. We're gonna go in. Someone said, "Come on, Bible study." No. Stop. Can y'all tell I was a church kid? It was bad. It was Baptist too. You know, we could get down. I was in the choir and everything. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. But it was cool. But enough about that. Lit. So reverse order of appearance. This is the money round. This is all gas, no brakes. The top 3 poets will be winning $100 in cash prizes amongst the 3 of them. So, you know, it's not, I guess, I mean, it's Bay Area chump change. Like, I don't even think, can $100 get you weed in the bag? Like, damn, yeah. It's expensive. It's everybody else as it is, but you know, not everybody is from the Bay or in the Bay, so you might be somewhere that is cheaper. I hope you are. Please take me with you. Do I understand how expensive weed is in New York City? I don't ever want to know how expensive weed is in New York City. I never want to know how expensive.
Every time I come home, I fucking fill my carry-on with vape cartridges, with gummies. Every drug dog at the airport loves me. I'm their best friend because this city is godless.
Goddamn.
That's a lot to take in. That's very descriptive. Thank you. Please don't get arrested. Fly safely, everybody. But prizes, money. Money round, all gas, no brakes, cutthroat, bleeding, death, champions, the Hunger Games, may the odds be ever in your favor, on deck. We have, I already lost it. I'm done. I'm fully giving up. On deck, we have Calvin Marcus. But give maximum love to our first poet in the second round. Give it up one last time for Colin.
Can you hear me?
Indeed.com.
Pocket check, nigga. Yeah, you already know what time it is. What you got on my 40, homie? Watch, chains, jewelry, run that shit. Shoes, wallet, phone. I need all that and then some. I need a profit, money, cheddar, guap. I need the distance between me and sucker niggas like you to be reflected in the number of commas in my bank account. Everybody out here looking for fame, and I only want fortune. Fortunately, that can be found in the wallet of niggas who must have forgotten what hood they in. They didn't warn us about us. How everybody out here scraping for $1, how niggas out here will kill for even less. Ask yourself, how much is your life worth? Gotta be worth more than that shitty ass $20 and funky phone you got in your pocket. Consider this a discount. A lot of niggas couldn't afford the price to live here. Other niggas couldn't afford the price to live, and I can't afford to die here. So if you ask me, my life is worth yours. And yours is worth everything. You have a value, and I ain't got nothing to lose. Just empty pockets and a drive to make it out of here someday, no matter what it takes. And the OGs told me that all I'll ever need to make it is a pistol and a dream.
God damn.
Dang. Dang. Give it up one last time for Colin. Woo. Oh my goodness. It would be at this point, if we were at an
Let's go poets.
Where I would shout out the kitchen. But instead, I'm gonna shout out the chicken that my partner made. Well, microwave. There was a rotisserie chicken we got. We can cook, but why would you if you don't have to? But I guess you bought the rotisserie chicken, so you own the house now. Inside joke, the girls who get it, and the girls who don't. No. On deck, we have Soba. But give maximum love. Oh shit, I read that hella wrong. No, I didn't. I was gonna read it hella wrong. But then I didn't because we're actually about to be in the middle of the show. So like, this is about to go so bad. I've got this. On deck, we do actually have Soba because we're in the middle of the second round. But give maximum love to the next poet coming up on the mic. Give it up for Calvin Marcus.
Mic check.
We can
We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
We hear you.
Entreaty, meaning urgent solicitation, earnest request, from Middle English, to plead, akin to a prayer. Entreaty from daddy's hospital bedside. If I can't have love, fuck it, I'll conjure the boy my damn self. Or maybe not. I've built men, mended my father, sewed him right on up. His hospital bed is the most fertile soil. I tend to him among the plants on the windowsill, gasping for water and sweet songs. I sing him Johnny Taylor. I sing because there are limits to my magic. If I could, I'd make my father a hymn. He'd gasp the sweetest songs for my mother, a new way to kiss. Mama deserves that. Like lineage foretells, I deserve that and will learn to keep silent, twiddling my legs over the hospital balcony. The city races towards me. The city wants to marry me. The city wants us to settle down. The city wants me to spread my legs. After swallowing my fathers, the city fists my throat like all men strangling their lovers. The city wants me to swallow, just like my mother does, her desires. Swapping caregiver shifts, she asks, what if the city wants to marry you? Keep you locked down, well-fed, pretty preened, and pregnant with its ambitions. Could you learn to stay? I want to leave. I've always wanted to leave. He can't leave me. I love that man. She weeps against his bedside. I needed you till my heart ached, so I left you alone. She whispers against me, head lolling against car window. I peer back at my dreaming form. I peer back at all she owned of me. I peer back because what I see is the only thing I own. What I saw was enough to keep me running against the white walls of the hospital, away from my father's spilling forms, against the exit, to the edge of the balcony. I want to hit the sky. I want to refuse gravity. One day I'll learn and no one will weigh me back. One day that childish body will be my own. One day memory will be all bitches can possess of me. Precocious child as I was. Precocious child as I am, that's all I entreaty to you, oh God, of small miracles. Salah.
Gang. Give it up for Calvin Marcus. And for reference, Colin got a 28.5. Give it up for the poet. Never the points. Poet. Never the points. Woo. Y'all are gonna make Sally come out here. You know what? Do y'all want Sally to host? Sally, do you want to host?
Yes, please.
Do y'all want Sally to host?
Let me host.
No.
No, fuck her.
No. I don't want.
Hell no.
Let
She's
the robot
scary.
speak.
She's scary.
I support marginalized representation.
So does the DEI board. Anybody who's ever worked at a company that's trying to diversify their corporation knows what I'm talking about. Support genderless entities in the arts. Yes, I have genderless entity in the arts tonight.
Ooh, and I'm gonna need to apologize. I thought you meant that robot damn thing that sounds scary. Not Salvi, she can host, not that fucking machine thingy. My apologies.
Period.
My hearing aid ain't in.
No, we are talking about Sally. Yes, we are. We are
yeah,
talking about Sally. Fuck Sally. So I need everybody. I need everybody to cheer. I'm light-skinned and mixed. I am corporate diversity. You know what? Put that on a fucking poster. Put that on a t-shirt. Hold on.
I'm corporate America's favorite kind of diversity. Still kind of white.
Well, and with that on deck, oh my God, y'all are amazing. Yeah, I can't find my list. On deck, we have, I was gonna read it wrong again. See, I can't read, but I'm trying. On deck, we have Dawn, but give maximum love to our next poet coming up on stage. Give it up for Sova.
Pew, 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 pew.
I like your beanie.
Sorry, I've always been kind of tone deaf, a little bit off key, or at least that's what they told me when I got put in the special class. That little room between 107 and 108, the one that looks like it used to be a bathroom. Like, are we all just gonna ignore that sink in the corner, but applaud when I sink into the corner of the room, to the corner of every room? Celebrate my silence because my comfort is too destructive. Tell me I'm defective because I didn't know the correct answer to how are you? Building block of small talk. I can give you the right answer, but if I don't look at you, if I say it too loudly, if I mumble, if I fidget, if my face isn't straight, if my hands aren't folded in my lap, if I laugh, if I tell you how I'm feeling with anything more than my words, the answer is wrong. But I learned telling half truths is okay here. Like today, I spent recess rolling down the hill. Instead of today, I spent recess rolling down the hill alone. I don't want people to know I'm sad. They already tell me I'm bad at playing with the other kids. Like in the normal room, people are nice to me when I'm good at things. They forget I'm bad at talking, and Simon asked me for help drawing a toilet, and I don't ask questions, but he said thank you. He said it was good. And I think that means I am good. And I write a poem with an A-B rhyme pattern. And Schneider gave me a sticker and I didn't have to sit in the corner. So I go home and write on me a poem and she gave me a hug. And I hum when I'm working on math. She tells me to be quiet. So I only finish half the worksheet. I'm quiet when she's talking, but she takes my pencil away because I'm drawing, and that means I can't be listening. Everyone knows how to read in their head except me, but I try to read anyways. And when she asks me what my book is about and I don't know the answer, she assumes I'm lying. When I'm quiet, I don't know where my brain goes, but it stops being here, and then I stop being here, and I get sent to the chair in the corner, and I start making origami with the gum wrapper in my pocket, and I get sent to the hall for making noise, and I lay on the floor, biting through my tongue, trying to be quiet, and I get sent to the office for being silly. I don't understand, and I don't understand, and I don't understand. The answer is wrong. The answer is retard. I'm not allowed to have a toy during sing-along. I just want to play with my Legos when I'm building. I can make anything, build somewhere not here. The room is so much louder when my hands are free. I hear Eric chewing on an eraser. Robert is scratching at the carpet, the light bulb is flickering in the back corner, and that's when I get moved to that side of the room, and I don't know why. I guess I wasn't singing along, and I wonder if they wonder why. But I did not come with a design flaw. The system did. I just learned to build myself up around it, because wouldn't it be easier to hear that my story ends in that classroom? Wouldn't it be convenient for that to be the only narrative that I grew up and out of autistic, that because my brain doesn't work the same, I don't get to be happy? What if I told you I already am, and that I have been the whole time? I still have friends, but sometimes I like to roll alone. That I could have been successful, not in spite of or because of my autism, but just like successful like anyone else. And what if I told you I didn't have to be inspiring? That I could just be autistic. I can just be, and the autistic is silent but not silenced. So if you ask 150 kids the same question and expect the same answer in the same tone, the same posture, and the same breath in unison every single time, which one of us is really tone deaf?
Gang. Give it up one last time for Solva. Woo. I'm excited, take my job. Yeah. Okay, I think we are still waiting on...
I just got them, so make an announcement and I will do math.
I will make announcements. I don't know about you, but like I've been kind of fucking with the writing tonight. Like, you know, everybody's writing has been like the end. This isn't even a writ. It's a broken pen. I was gonna say, like the end of this pen, it's on point, but there's no point to this pen. Oh, God. But like the end of a pen, not my pen, the writing has been on point. And if you want on point writing, you should go to a writing workshop. But like writing workshops, like, I don't know if you know this, writing workshops cost a shit ton of money, which is why we have free writing workshops before every show via Zoom, usually run by whoever's featuring, so, you know, or one of the organizers of the show. So like, you're getting like quality workshops from experts in their craft for free every Wednesday. Like, let me say this again. You are getting quality writing workshops led by people who are experts in their craft for free in your own home. If you don't even have to sign up. You don't even have to fucking sign up. You can drop on the workshop and never do anything else again. Just keep coming to the workshops. But you should come to the workshop. It's a great opportunity, not just to get writing in, but to build community and meet some of the dope people who are behind the screens that you see now. So yeah, you should definitely do a writing workshop. We need more friends. Lit, and it looks like Calvin got a 28.5. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet, not the points. The poet, not the point. All right. I feel like my next chapbook should be called Somebody got it. Yes. All right. On deck we have. Did you just throw something at me? Cancel. Did you just cancel me? You can't cancel. Wow, you wait 2 days after Black History Month and already canceling, nigga. Okay. It's not okay. All right, but on deck, enough of me fighting my partner. On deck, we have the last poet of the night, Jazz. But give maximum love to our penultimate poet. Give it up for Dawn.
Woo!
y'all hear me?
Yep.
To Christina, the white lady on Family Feud who answered Black when asked the question, what is one thing you know about zombies? The quickness in your response tells me you are a professional zombie hunter. I didn't know death became me while I lived, but instead of arguing with the TV, I wrote a list of 3 things that Black people and zombies have in common. 1, our insides be riot. Black neighborhoods and graveyards be redlined away from food sources. Why else were zombies going into white neighborhoods? We trapped in food deserts where survival be fast food, bodega, brains, anything cheap enough to feed a family. And y'all say Black people are always asking for government assistance. Well, zombies are created from the government's experiments. I can understand the irony, Christina. For a Black person, you know, ain't have sleep for dinner. Because eating is a luxury for the living. Why else would a zombie come back to life, do anything to survive? Because who wants to die twice too? We return from the grave. Zombie be dead body killing people for no reason. Black people labor super predator kill for no reason. Christina, you said you ain't seen no white zombies before, and I ain't surprised. Because society has made Black synonymous with death. Example, the Black Death killed 75 million people. Black water fever has killed 410,000 people. Black has turned deaf, turned zombie, has rolled across your newsfeed like Fox 5 News rolls across your Netflix like 98 days later. Been 155 years later. Your Black zombie death ain't out of style because once you go back, you never go Black. I don't have to be robbed from the grave to tell you this 3. What's synonymous with death? Death for Black people be a paranormal activity, conjured to justify white actions. Martin Luther King, a famous zombie. His speech is resurrected to calm down protests because zombies may relax the bait and thrown out in front of them. Black people may relax if they're given the bare minimum. Y'all say white people always entering. I write like grave robber, grandma stories from 6 feet deep, place our trauma and movies and shows to never make us forget the dirt that we came from. Ain't like white people, the cause of trauma. And tell Black people to get over, make the zombies, and could be fused by wants to eat your brains, say all living lives matter, and went into Halloween to be a zombie, to be a Black person, and say, not all zombies are Black. Christina, why you clap your answer while every Black person in the room stared at the racism, praying that your answer was on the board. I get you, girl. Just take my advice. Stay away from graveyards.
Give it up one last time for Don.
All right, poet. Woo!
All right. Ooh, no, let me announce previous poet scores. Let me not get ahead of myself. Get ahead of the game, not ahead of yourself. And it looks like after a time penalty, fuck linear time. Solva got a 24.3. Fuck the scores. Fuck the time penalty. Give it up for the poet, never the poet. The poet, never the point. All right. On deck, we have finding out who's getting all of this. But give maximum love to the last poet of the night. Give it up for Jazz Sufi.
Yeah.
So in 2019, Twitter user Willie McNabb tweeted, legit question for rural Americans. How do I kill the 30 to 50 feral hogs that run into my yard within 3 to 5 minutes while my small kids play? This poem is titled Poem in the Voice of 30 to 50 Feral Hogs. We tusky bitches. We a leather-backed legion. You bacon-wrapped and soft-toothed. All those locks and walls and no hooves. We so wretched, we wreck your rhyme scheme. Go grunt instead of oink, growl and snarl, even our squeal too sharp when shot. Can't you just Christmas ham, you ask? Fit inside my sandwich? Wake up and find your flower beds butchered by our mercy. We meal makers. We find flavor in any mouthful. Your small kids seasoning themselves in the sandbox, looking at each other instead of movement, licking the lips of your yard. Your gun more their daddy than their daddy. Can't even forage your own fear. Hand me down hung up dusty on the mantle. Dust what we disturb just by breathing. Our breathing keeping up your kids, your small kids, pink and hairless, tremor and tender. Your kids in danger, our kids in danger. Our kids hungry for your kids' dinner. Invasive, insatiable. How young is too young to die? You kill our kids, but won't even eat the meat. Scream it sours the stomach. Leave their small shadows to stain your lawn. We mourn meal. We make more. We blue ribbon of a broken fence, a failed farm, some boat that never knew better than to bring us in its fat bottom belly. You wail feral like we stepped out of our lane. You tame and still untrained. We evolutionary and you in our way. Do our numbers scare you? Millions of targets that won't run when you shoot? You can't even count how many directions we're coming from. Call us a sounder, something louder. Call our killing a culling. Try to hunt us. We eat bullets like you.
Gang, gang.
Period.
Give it up one last time for Jazz Sufi.
Woo!
Gang, 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 gang.
And give it up for every single poet who touched this stage tonight. That is 28.4. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet. Never the poet. Never the points. Somebody said, oh, that's hilarious. Jazz also got a 28.4. Fuck the scores. Give it up for the poet, not the points. The poet, not the points. Now, I can't count. So I could not tell you whether I can barely read. I can barely write. I can't arithmetic. So I could not tell you what that means in terms of scores. But what I do know is that there is somebody doing scores so that I do not have to. And yeah.
Would you like it as 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3?
Huh?
Would you like the scores sent to you as 3, 2, 1 or 1, 2, 3?
Either is fine as long as we are labeled.
Okay.
One time somebody gave me 3, 2, 1 and then didn't tell me it was 3, 2, 1. They just wrote the names down and then they got mad. They didn't even write the scores next to the names. So like I'm reading these names, they're like, you're supposed to read it backwards. And I was like, on what planet did you tell me that? On what planet? When? No, you know who it is. I'm not even gonna say names. You know who it was. Nobody here would ever do that shit. We'll leave it there. Oh my god. Someone said, I'm doing great. Yes, I am doing great. I'm not a sweetie. I'm kind of fit. But I'm more of a sour, if anything. Bitter. That's the word. Bitter. But we're trying to be better, not, or whatever the pick-me's are saying now, better, not bitter. There we go. I have my name. Find yours. Okay. Enough. Damn. Normally I would make like a stalling joke, but none of my Russia jokes seem appropriate right now. So we're just going to announce the scores. Can I get the numerical scores for each of these people? Thank God there's no fucking tie. Arvin said something about there may be a tie, and I was just like, maybe not. Arvin, it's okay. Aren't you taking math classes in college or some shit? Take your blood money. I would have just immediately disconnected. Take your blood money. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But just to be clear, all money is blood money, and an imperialistic society. Woo. Sometimes I have intelligent things to say, but I already forgot what it was. I almost said on deck, like I'm not announcing scores. Okay, in third place, little baby drum roll, like, you know, still in the crib, like, you know, where? With a 57.0, give it up for college.
Woo! Gang. Thank you.
120 American dollars.
Yes, $20 goes into the Rizzle Diaper Fund.
I was just about to say, what are you gonna do with those $20?
We're going to Disneyland. I'm sorry.
You know, it's actually wild that there was a time where you could go to Disneyland with $20 and be fine. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's wild.
I have a whole rant on like how much Disneyland was hyped when we were kids.
Right, and like now, inflation. And why aren't my wages inflated? Explain that. You know, you weren't even a glimmer in your mother's eggs at that point, Zoomer babies. I am not a Zoomer. Gen Z, absolutely not. No, there is 3 years between millennials and Gen Z that I like to call the confused year, because we were born before all of the pop culture stuff. So like we remember like playing outside and shit like that in a life without like ready access to the internet.
Just like a homosexual to insist you're a cusp.
I didn't say a cusp. I said a blank period in the middle. But scores. Essentially, like we don't belong to either because there's just a blank time where like the typical millennial stuff and the typical Gen Z stuff doesn't really apply to people like 96, 97, 98 is pushing it.
I would just like to point out that my ghetto ass is still spotlit.
Congratulations, Colin. And congratulations to the Rizzle Diaper Fund. Damn. We went on such a tangent. This is what happens when everybody in the Zoom room has ADHD. In second place with a 57.6, winning 30 whole American dollars, which I've been informed is more than 20 American dollars. Give it up for Calvin Marcus. Woo!
Thank you. This is gonna be my weed money, and I needed that. So gracias.
Yes, I feel like that's a time-honored tradition for Berkeley STEM to be weed money for poets. Yes, we commend you. Y'all know I'm already high as shit. So that means in first place, with a 58.3, winning 50 whole American dollars. Give it up. The former Supreme, Jazz Soupy. Do you feel it? Your power flowing in?
You thought you killed me. You thought I'd stay dead. You fools, don't you understand?
Sophie, I thought she died in a fire.
I need money for my son's college fund.
Oh my goodness. Wait, we want to see your puppy go to, oh my God. Can we get an anime where a dog goes to college and the dog doesn't talk? It just barks. A fucking Shiba in college. Can you imagine his little college outfits?
I've been really big into rewatching Jujutsu Kaisen lately, so
my shit.
Phenomenal. We'll discuss it later. My dream anime is a mashup between Jujutsu Kaisen and Yuri on Ice.
I was just about to mention I've been meaning to rewatch Yuri on Ice. Oh my God.
If anyone listening, if you have any interest in figure skating, I'm sorry, I'm yelling really loud. It's really dramatic right now. It's really big. The Russians can't go to the World Championship. It's fantastic. It's the best thing that's happened to women's single skating in years. Please keep coming to the slam. It's really great. Thank you for money. I love my dog and my mom and God.
Quick question. Are the Russians not allowed to figure skate because of the doping or because of the war?
Well, it wouldn't have been because of the doping, because there's a lot of corruption in figures. Okay, figure skating is the best sport for people who like slam poetry. Because, like, come on. And it has the same debates about presentation versus athleticism, aka artistry versus or writing versus performance.
Wait.
I
need this writing workshop.
Everyone assumes they're gay, even if they're not, but even if they aren't, they kind of are a little. Costumes are everything. There's a lot of abuse on the coaching level, but not in the way that I care about, because I'm a good coach and I care. Listen, you shouldn't have asked me about figure skating while I'm tipsy and holding my dog. That's not a good thing.
We love a good. SZA's biggest influence is a figure skater. I have no idea.
I'm glad we're still live. I'm glad the people need to know.
That's another one of SZA's lies. She lied about having the TV. Like, I don't think she watches figure skating. She lied about that.
Wait, which figure skater is her influence? That is my question.
We will talk about
We're live. Let's find out now.
Oh my goodness, live on the air.
Whatever, I went first. This is my platform. This is the charity I'm contributing to.
Oh my goodness.
And I've been spotlighted now, so I've been given a platform for some reason.
The ghost of Berkeley Pass wins one slam and takes the show back over. Damn.
That's what happens. The bitch moves across the country. She gets into figure skating. She loses all decency.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that is like, honestly, that's a rom-com.
I was your coach. Tell me I didn't have you doing triple axels on stage.
Nobody has ever like gotten me to do shit in the history of shit. Like, you have to beg me to perform. To put an ounce of performance in. Come on now. Backflips, like, you had to convince me to put the fucking skates on. And that is the real tea, and this has been the Berkeley Slam. I know I crowd walked at Rust Belt, but that's because I had a bone to pick with somebody. Everything that I do is out of spite, except for this. This is out of love. And
almost as if your entire sport involved strapping knives to your feet.
I don't know what's going on anymore. I have lost track of this conversation, and before it devolves anymore, I just want to wish you all a happy March. Stay beautiful, stay fresh, and most importantly, stay alive. We will see you
also, happy birthday, Arvin. Happy birthday to Slam God.
God. Birthday, Arvin.
I pray to thee.
Wait, don't take us off live, because we're going to sing.
You're not the white one.